Rise and shine. Yeah, it's Monday. Don't you hate people who are happy on Monday? Anyway, get ready to power up your day with your essential daily tech update. And then stick around because I'm going to be answering a question from our listener mail right after that. As American buyers shock politicians and activists by rejecting electric vehicles, the reaction of people living in California to this next driving insult should be very entertaining to watch. Here's the next big experiment in government control from the politicians in California. An absolute requirement that every passenger vehicle, every car, every truck, every bus sold or operated in California must have a speed governor. And these smart devices, using GPS tracking data and land-based cameras to verify your speed, your vehicle, and your identity, and get ready for it, automatically slow down your vehicle as it approaches 10 miles per hour above the speed limit. Senate Bill 961 has been introduced. The technology is here, and all of this is to start in just 3 years. But will California drivers stand for it? Enter to win a $1,000 PC or Mac at Komando.com/win. Let's fade out the tech tips for just a moment and crank up the volume on your questions. Wow, did you see what I did right there? It's time to scroll through the podcast listener mail. Stacy in Nashville, Tennessee, glad to have you with us. Hey there, Stace. What's going on?
Thanks, Kim, for having me. I'm so excited. I feel like a fangirl. I have been listening to you since off and on since in the 90s. Is that possible? The new newsletter is wonderful.
Thank you.
And I recently heard the most valuable thing recently is identifying spam calls because they've been completely annoying. And now at least I know I'm not missing important calls.
Yeah, and for everybody who does get the newsletter, let me tell you, you're missing out. It's great. It is, in my humble opinion, of course. But I write it, but that's okay. But as far as
I'm voting for it too.
Thank you. As far as the spam calls, if you get a call, just put it in quotes in Google, and you can figure out if it's a bad call or something that maybe you should have paid attention to. So, what's going on now with your life?
Well, I have, over the years, I've collected email addresses. I think I've got 7 or 8 of them, which is, I don't know, it seemed like a good idea at the time. And I'm just launching a new business, which is a nonprofit, which is really important. I'm going to be able to help so many people. But if I don't get my digital world organized, my ADD brain is, I'm terribly afraid I'm going to fail.
All right. So what we want to do is you want to set up filters and one place to get all of this different email, and then probably start shutting down some of these addresses that you don't need anymore, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
And because otherwise I'm going to come over, I'm going to hit your wrist with a ruler, Stacy. And I say, no more email addresses for Stacy. No more. No more.
Yes, that would be really appropriate, I think.
Well, it sounds to me, because you're going to start your business and you're going to have a different domain for that business, I bet, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so then you're probably going to be looking at Google Workspace. Okay. Because this way, when we start talking about email addresses, you can have various email addresses for different purposes and different people at this new nonprofit that you're starting. In addition to that, you can have Gmail collect your various email addresses, whether it's on Outlook, Yahoo, Gmail, whatever it may be, Hotmail, you name it. You can configure that so that you would have different folders for all those different email addresses. And then you may find over time that like this one's not getting anything, then you can just turn it off. You can still keep it collecting if you want over at Yahoo. I mean, if you want it to, right? But it's not going to be coming into your whole primary email life that you're going to be seeing inside Gmail, or if you're on Apple Mail or whatever it may be. But we use Google Workspace, and I'm guilty, raising my hand. You and I, we're going to go to emails addresses anonymous at some point. Okay. Is that I probably have 5 different email addresses, and for different purposes. And I get all of those through my Google Workspace account, and it's really sweet because you can go in and you can set up different filters, different folders, auto replies. I'm not using this email address anymore. Use this one, type of thing. Uh-huh. And then also with Google Workspace, have you ever used Google Workspace?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
Okay. Then it's fabulous. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to collaborate on docs and sheets and slides, Google Meet for video conferencing. Why pay for Zoom? Just saying, you know.
Yeah.
And it's $6 a month. I think it goes up to $20 a month. If you're into using all the tools. But I would just definitely sign up for Google Workspace, and then you can configure all of these different email addresses by using POP3 or IMAP, and have all them coming directly into like this central location. Get all your emails in one place. And then also, by the way, you can send from multiple addresses too. So if you wanted to send from one of these different addresses, you can do it. There is a free version web-based, but I think if you're starting this, you're probably going to be going back into Google Workspace. So then you're going to have some additional features along the way too. If you need any help afterwards, Stacy, I'm always here for you. Hey, thanks for hitting play today. You're awesome. If you have questions, shoot them my way. Head over to commando.com and look for that email Kim link. I read every single note like it's a hot off-the-press tech news alert. Hey, get ahead of the tech game too. Just sign up for my free daily newsletter. It's just a click away over at getkim.com. That's getkim.com.